Now, if you don't look very hard, these might get confused with something you're more familiar with, but they're actually made by a company I've never heard of, and they are surprisingly good for the prices that they are releasing them at. I found them on Amazon. They are also present on AliExpress. And yeah, we're gonna have to talk about it. We need to get this out of the way right off the bat. We are seriously kissing the line when it comes to making something look like something else. Now, this company has not in any way tried to say it's a certain name of some tool or anything like that. Like, they made it pretty clear that it is what it is. They have the models and everything like that. They're representing themselves as SQT and all of that. But there's some stuff going on here. I gotta say, I know that the shape of the plier is not something that can be patented, but I gotta say, this is this is close, right? I mean, I cannot wait to the comments on this one. When people start talking about these tools, it's gonna get heated, needless to say. I also am thankful though that they made it clear, made in China, made in US, so that is at least clarity on that one. And I also wanna say that this is embarrassingly good for the price. Now, I paid a lot more by buying these on Amazon. You can buy them on AliExpress through a different distributor, Daicamping, for a lot less, like $20 less each. And I will try to put some search terms for you to find those on AliExpress. But damn, these are really good for the price. They're embarrassingly so. First of all, the pliers work great out of the box, so that's a good start. And they actually have a better lockup and smoothness than most of the clones that I've played with thus far. We have a scissor on the outside. We have a straight blade on the outside, which is pretty standard. Now, the blades are in a 7CR17, where the rest of the tools are in 3CR, so that's an important note. And speaking of the secondary blade, we actually have a Leatherman Charge style pull cutter on the back of that serrated. And that's not damage, that's just a burr that it gets knocked off once you start using it. So no big deal there, but very nice to have that addition. If you are gonna have a secondary blade, why not add more functionality and more variety in the way you can use it? At least that's the one thing I really like about at least the Charge series from Leatherman. They just justify the inclusion of that serrated a little bit more. Now, the saw here is really good. The thing that you're missing on the outside is the diamond file, or a file in general. But they found a way to fit that into the frame, and that's what we're gonna talk about. Now notice that we have 5 implements on this side, plus the bit driver. I also wanna notice that this is the one place where it's really kind of fallen down on me a little bit, is they're not exactly, they don't feel exactly as well tuned, let's just put it that way, as some implements out there. But to be fair, those are 3 or 4 times the cost. So yeah, we'll start with that. Now, on the inside, we have a bit driver. If you've never seen one of these clones before, and there's a whole bunch of different brands making similar ones, they all have these really awesome double-sided ball detent bit drivers. One of the reasons that they're a little heavier is they have more space on the inside to accommodate this tool. And if you want to install a magnet, you can do so. That will allow you to use standard hex bits. If you want to use this style, you can get them from Klein. That works really well. Now, on this side, we actually have 5 implements. Check this out. So we have a diamond file on this time with a crosscut on the opposite side. The crosscut's not that great, but the diamond file is good. It also has a flathead, which isn't actually a flathead. Don't use it that way. It will snap because of the hardness of the file. We have a reamer awl, which looks fine. It works fine. Very, very, very sharp, actually. Whew. Very, very sharp. I tried the other one, but this one is even sharper. And we also have a micro driver. And I tested this one, or was it in the other tool, and both the Phillips and the flathead worked. Color me surprised. We have a flathead, which is a little bit narrower than other clones. So not so much a pry tool, definitely a flathead here. And then we have a can opener, bottle opener with a wire stripping notch as well. Okay, so the only difference between these two models is this is using steel handles, and this one actually has titanium. And I checked, they are actually titanium, which is a real shock at this price. Titanium handle scales, and this tool looks a lot like a certain other titanium multi-tool. I mean, you cannot say this doesn't. It really is kissing up to that line of flattery versus, yeah, not flattery. Anyway, the point is this is a really big deal. I don't think I've seen something so blatant in recent memory. Now, they're absolutely staying in the legal realm of things, but with complete disregard for anyone else's feelings on this one. That's basically what we have here. We have a couple of multi-tools being made by another company that's kind of picking a hodgepodge of different functions and different tools, parts from different tools, and making it look like potentially another tool. They're not representing themselves as being anything other than they are, but even the box is black and yellow. You know what I'm saying? I cannot wait to hear the comments, to read the comments on this one. Holy moly. It's going to be crazy. And what's, I think the worst part is that they're done well. They're done like not just okay, they're actually done surprisingly well for a budget-centric multi-tool. It seems like every year since these clones started coming out, they've gotten better and better and better, and this is yet another example. And if they go from this plier head to this one, there's a chance, I can't guarantee it, but there's a chance that this might even be stronger than this one. And yes, the cutters on these are identical and can be swapped around. I have yet to find a listing that allows me to buy these cutters separately. The weird part is with the Byberry tool being less than, I think it was $25 at one point, might still be. It's almost cheaper to get another tool at some cases than buying the cutters separately, depending on what their prices are. I will continue to play around with these a little bit more, but I think we're gonna have to have another video coming up soon about budget multi-tools and all of these clones and talk about them in a more total sense, like having all of them on the table at the same time. Yeah, I think that conversation's gonna have to happen. I cannot wait to hear what everyone thinks about these tools. I will leave links to them. Use, don't use, but I will show you where you can get them. The reason I don't show links for AliExpress is the way that they manipulate listings. It's better to do a search every time you go to try to find something. That's what I'm going to boil it down to that. That's pretty much all I got to show you for today. I don't have a lot of testing with these under my belt just yet, just kind of initial observations. And I think with how some of these other clones function, I don't think it's going to be much different. They're basically made by the same individuals anyway. Yeah, I cannot wait to see the comments on this one. As always, thank you guys for your time, and we'll talk again soon.